YouTube, what's going on, y'all? It's Pick Saber here, and welcome to another video. Really quickly, before I get into today's video topic, I want to remind you, if you're new here, go check out my introductory video where I go into detail about what type of content to expect on the channel. Iowa State enters the 2026 season experiencing one of the most heavily transformed rosters and coaching staffs in the entire country. Jimmy Rogers comes over from Washington State to take over as the new head coach, following the departure of Matt Campbell. Alongside Rogers, new offensive coordinator Tyler Rowe and defensive coordinator Jesse Bobbitt are installing completely new schemes. The roster turnover was historic in scale following the coaching change, highlighted by a staggering 55 players entering the transfer portal, creating a massive talent drain across every single unit. The Cyclones lost multi-year starting quarterback Rocco Becht, who opted to follow Matt Campbell and finish his college career at Penn State. Becht's departure stripped the offense of its primary field general, so in order to fill the void, the Cyclones turned to the transfer portal to bring in Jalen Rayner, who was a senior from Arkansas State. Despite boasting nearly 3 dozen career starts, Rayner is making the notable jump from the Sun Belt to the Big 12, and he is tasked with mastering a new pre-snap huddle and play calling system under his new offensive coordinator. Iowa State also lost dynamic playmakers at the running back position, most notably Abu Salman III and Carson Hansen, removing explosive speed and proven production from the ground game. The pass catching core was completely gutted. Key wideouts like Chase Sowell and Kate Black left via the transfer portal. At the tight end position, the Cyclones lost major contributors Ben Bramer and Gabe Burkle, who also followed Matt Campbell to Penn State. Continuity up front was entirely erased with the departures of foundational starters Trevor Burr and Brendan Black. Losing veteran leadership along the offensive line could cause issues for a unit that has to learn a new blocking scheme under a new staff with minimal returning chemistry. The heart of Iowa State's defensive front seven was severely depleted by the losses of starting linebackers Caleb Bacon, Kel Brzezina, and Cooper Ebel. The back end suffered losses as well, headlined by star defensive backs Jeremiah Cooper and Jontez Williams, alongside safety Marcus Neal. Of the 55 outgoing transfers, 38 landed at the power conference level, with 24 players following the staff pipeline directly to Penn State. This left the Cyclones with virtually no returning foundational core, forcing them into a heavy reliance on a high volume of incoming portal arrivals, who are now tasked with learning a brand new system all at once. To fill the massive gaps, Iowa State relied on the transfer portal, bringing in waves of players from various programs. With major turnover at the skill positions and questions surrounding the offensive line cohesion, the offense lacks proven continuity. Establishing an identity early would be a tall task, given the lack of returning multi-year starters who know how to execute together under pressure. The defensive side of the ball features an unprecedented level of reliance on incoming transfers to plug holes, including key additions in the secondary, such as Jaheim Singletary, an Arkansas transfer, Micah Harper, a Montana transfer, Seth Johnson, a Montana State transfer, and several transfers from Wazoo, including Tyrone Cotton III, Deron Goodman, and Trillion Sorrell. While these portal pieces bring individual talent, getting an entirely new secondary and front seven to communicate seamlessly in Bobbitt's scheme will take time. Now, there are some bright spots in the special teams unit, most notably kicker Kyle Conrady, who remains a reliable asset, but the return game also features explosive elements like transfer Cameron Petaway, who led the nation in kickoff return average at Bowling Green. However, special teams heroics alone cannot overcome structural deficiencies on offense and defense. Not to mention, the schedule leaves very little margin for error, as I have Iowa State projected as a clear favorite in just 3 games. They will have to claw for every 50-50 game against the likes of West Virginia, Cincinnati, Baylor, and Oklahoma State just to sniff 5 wins, while facing a tough back half of the schedule with games versus Utah, BYU, Arizona, and Kansas State. With a brand new coaching staff and a roster stitched together through the transfer portal, expecting a smooth transition for this program is just unrealistic. And in my opinion, this is the perfect time to sell high on Iowa State, as Matt Campbell brought them to heights they have never seen, and now that Matt Campbell is gone, I would expect the program to go back downhill. as Iowa State averaged roughly 5 to 5.5 wins per season in the 37-year span between Earl Bruce's departure in 1978 and Matt Campbell's arrival in 2016. During that extensive pre-Campbell era, the program struggled to sustain long-term consistency, logging only 8 winning seasons across those 37 years. In other words, this is a football program that really struggled before hiring Matt Campbell, and now they're attempting to fill his absence with an unproven head coach in Jimmy Rogers, who has only coached 12 games at the FBS level. So I played the under 5.5 wins at -135, as I project Iowa State at 4.9 wins. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel, as I will be bringing more college football content just like this leading up into the regular season. But until then, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Pick Saban, clucking out.